Out a hit from Dan Blomgren. He went deep, and then Clark Schmaling again and keep that perfect record alive. You mentioned kind of the inside out and keeping hitters off balance. One of the big keys for any starter. So Wolfley rocks and fires, and we are underway. Lifted into right center field on the run. Christensen, he's tracking, and a nice on-the-run grab over his head, and he fires it back in.
Pretty much all three of these Cougars outfielders can cover a lot of ground. You got Christensen, who is a great safety on the football field out there in right field. Eric Hughes in center, and Tresson Kussmaul in left was the running back on that Craig team. So these guys, you're not going to find gaps on them too much.
Carrington, the batter now, called strike right on that inside corner. One away here in the opening inning. Cougars hosting the Cardinals, and Wolfley right back to work. The 0-1 pitch, and this one is shot basically identical to the last one, and Christensen hauls that one in as well, nearly identical off the bat.
Yeah, a little, maybe not quite as much pop, but he had to travel over into the right field gap again to get that one.
2 away here in the opening inning. Defense all straight away, and that one going to be a little bit high, didn't quite catch the letters. Again, Craig looking to remain unbeaten. We're supposed to play last night, but back at it here today after the rain out and a day of work on the practice field.
Yep, supposed to now play that game tomorrow night against Madison East. And the weather looks pretty good, at least until Sunday, I think.
Called strike, so we're 1-1 with 2 away here in the first inning. That one going to miss low. Nice job by Schmaling to block it. Cool Wisconsin night. We woke up this morning and it felt a little muggy. That went away real quickly. Ball inside, 3-1 now.
I wouldn't be surprised if the high temperature today happened at like 1 a.m.
You're probably right about that.
Took the dog out and I was like, oh, yeah, it feels nice out.
This is great. Where's my flip-flops? Oh, fisted foul off the foot of the batter. It's Jacob Meinholz, the third baseman. He'll take a second to walk it off.
That probably doesn't feel any better when it's not super warm out either.
No, definitely not.
We got the benefit of this heater up here in the press box, which you would hope by mid-May you'd be able to get rid of that, but no such luck this time around.
Murph got that plugged in right when he came up here, and I was grateful. Full count here in the top of the first inning. And it's like Meinholz is about ready to go. The head coach Brent Jorgensen from the box down there on the third baseline walked in and gave him a second. The payoff pitch will miss high, and it's a 2-out walk given up by Wolfley. The inning remains alive.
Now batting right fielder, Ben Collier.
And it is Ben Collier.
Looked like it was going to be a quick inning. 3 pitches to the first 2 batters, and now a full count walk, and got a little work to do to get out of here.
Collier with a nice night. When these teams met a couple days ago, had a couple hits, couple runs, and 3 ribbies. Did most of the damage there from the cleanup spot, as you tend to see. Ball high. And an appeal out to the base umpire on a check swing, but didn't go.
Not given the letter high strike here, so Wolfley's got to kind of take that into consideration and make sure he gets these pitches down.
Man on first, 2 away, 1-0 pitch. That will miss low and away. Nowhere near the letters on that one.
No, overcorrected maybe.
And 375 in straight away, 342 down the left field line, and all the way down and right. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Check swing, that one's a called strike. He was looking for something else. That was no doubt a strike all the way in, but nice off-speed pitch there from Wolfley. 2 balls and a strike on Collier with 2 away here in the top of the first. Called strike again, 2-2. Wolfley able to work back. Healthy little gap in right center right now.
I would say those 2 pitches seemed a little low, but so I guess the zone, you just got to get your eyes down a little bit today.
2-2 the count. Man on first. He's going to go. The pitch is in there. Strike 3. An awkward swing by Collier, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, one left. We're through a half inning, and we are scoreless. Cougars coming up on 12th.
The top of this order has been getting it done this year.
No doubt about that. And getting runs across in the first inning and getting those leadoff men on. Always key, and Blomgren's been a big part of the success this year. The shortstop stands in and waits for it from the lefty. And he will take a called strike on the outside edge. We'll set the defense for the Cardinals here momentarily. The 0-1 pitch on its way in. Off speed. That's another called strike.
That wasn't a strike in the top of the first.
I'm going to say that was close to the letters. Maybe it's a different script on the letters.
Maybe the lefty comes in at a different angle.
Very true. 0-2 pitch and swing and a miss. 3 pitches and down goes Blomgren. A strikeout to get things started for Matt Ballwig. Lockwood behind the plate. Quinn Hodgman over at first. Carrington at second. Kalsher is the shortstop. The third baseman Meinholz. And the outfield stump, Holwinski and Collier left to right. Called strike on the outside corner. Cosmo takes it. Well, the Cougars not quite getting the bat off the shoulder here yet, but pounding the strike zone is Ballwig. That one's going to miss high. And we're at 1-1, one away. Scoreless bottom of the first rather. As the lefty rocks and fires, missing inside, 2-1. Now pounded the strike zone with 4 pitches and now trying to work those edges a little bit more. The 2-1 pitch on its way, and it's a called strike across the inside corner. That's what one coming in from the lefty who's able to throw that inside.
Cut it across the plate, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
My first time seeing the Cougars since they've sort of shuffled their lineup around a little bit.
2-2 pitch, that misses high and tight, and we are full.
Started the year with Hughes leading things off, and Blomgren was up there, and they've just kind of moved him around maybe 1 or 2 spots, tinkered with it a little bit.
A little shuffling. It's like a golf leaderboard. 3-2, ground ball sharply hit to the shortstop, scooped up and across the diamond in time for out number 2. Nice play there by Kalsher. But the grass slowed that one up a little bit, but not quite enough.
Yeah, shortstop had to make a quick throw. Cosmo can get down that line pretty good.
All right, from the left side, the first baseman Overly. A lefty-lefty matchup here. 2 away in the bottom of the first. First pitch going to miss outside. I'll be curious to get your perspective at some point here on the sectional changes. On the 1-1 pitch here. Just a big shift for the Big 8 schools and a lot of schools, but specifically here in Janesville.
Yeah, I would say Cougars are going to have a little tougher draw, that's for sure.
High chopper to the first baseman, and he will glove it and step, and Hodgman ends the inning there. The Cougars go quietly 1-2-3, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. After an inning of play, we are scoreless. 12:30 a.m. 92.7 up Janesville, Craig, and Middleton. Cougars and Cardinals scoreless after 1 inning of play. And Janesville, Craig going down quietly 1-2-3.
Don't see that one very often, especially not in the first inning.
Not in the first inning, yeah. Absolutely. Leading it off will be Hodgman, 5-6-7, to lead off the inning here for Middleton.
He's got to be one of the shortest first basemen in the Big 8.
Fouled back off the netting. Took a good rip at that one. Number 22 on the jersey, Quinn Hodgman. Yeah, usually that's your prototypical tall guy.
Oh. That's a classic.
That was good. That was good. Ball coming back out from the netting. And the 1-0 pitch sticks it in the screen, right in the fence back there.
Assistant coach Ben Youcher came around to scoop up that foul ball and was going to throw it back to the ump. The ump kind of waved his hand like, I'll get it later, and he stuck it in his pocket.
Just right in there. That was pretty good. 1-1 the count, top of the second. Scoreless here at Veterans Field. Way high and outside. That one got away from Wolfley. I'll be curious here as the evening progresses, just kind of how the grass plays into things as it gets cooler and cooler, and we have had a lot of rain. Sharply sent right to the Cougars' dugout. Everybody ducking down, seems to be okay.
Spraying balls all over the place here.
Yep. I think you can be ready on the left side of the field. Everything, you're shooting them all that direction. 1-2 the count. And this one is lifted. Foul on the run. A sliding attempt and no catch made. Good hustle over there by Keelan as he tried to track it down.
I couldn't quite see through the fence, but golly, he was motoring down there, that's for sure. Had to have been pretty close.
Yeah, he took a good slide at it. Of course, the freshman there, Gavin Keelan.
Yeah, you're talking about the sectionals in the last inning. It's going to be interesting, you know. For the last few years, the Janesville teams have gone up against, you know, Verona, Beloit, each other to get to state, something like that. And now you're looking at going up against a Classic 8 team, probably in a sectional final, a team like an Arrowhead, which we saw Craig and Arrowhead in the state semifinals last year. Now you're playing just to get to state. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic.
2-2 pitch missing outside, and that one got away from Wolfley again. 3-2. A good at-bat here to start the inning as Hodgman is running that pitch count. Making Wolfley work for it. Let's see if he goes with a breaking ball. Try and drop something down on him. Tried the heat on the outside corner, and they ring him up. Strike 3 as Wolfley dots the outside corner. But Hodgman might have been ready to head to first base.
I think he was too. It's kind of a delayed little called strike 3 from the umpire, but a good pitch from Wolfley there to catch the outside corner.
Now that brings up the DH Aiden Williams. He flicks the bat overhead and shoots a line drive right back up the box. Just a perfect piece of hitting right there and a base hit.
First hit of the game for either team.
Josh Stumpf.
Well, that brings up the left fielder, Stumpf. Man on first base here. So a base runner in each inning for the Cardinals. And as you mentioned, the first hit for either team. Just a nice easy swing, set that one right back up the box to the outfield.
Yeah, and we've seen 3 at-bats now where guys have really taken it to like 6 or 7 pitches, and 3 where it's been a first pitch swing.
Strike 1 called. Right across the knees. A 7-hitter Stumpf from the right side. Wolfley in the stretch now with that man on first. Nice breaking ball. A little off-speed stuff.
One. Yeah, he had him out early, and he just kind of waved it.
The 0-2 the count. Top of the second inning, scoreless. As Wolfley waves or shakes off a sign, now gets one he likes. And this one shot fouled on the right side, headed towards the lot.
Pretty nice Jeep down there, just missed it.
I'd forgotten until I pulled into the parking lot. If you don't pay attention to where you park,
you might be going home.
Forgot one of the hazards. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Wolfley breaking ball, high chopper at third, thrown to second, twisting to first, and they won't get him. Got the go-ahead runner, the lead runner rather. Nice job fielding over there by Keelan. It was a high chopper, and he hauled it in quickly and fired to Hessling, but he had to turn it quickly, and they couldn't complete it.
Yeah, good job just to get 1 out, and even to get the lead runner on a high chopper like that. Sometimes you can't even go to second because you don't have time, but he recognized that he had some time to get it over there. After really had to kind of leap up to get that one.
Well, fielder's choice, 5-4 on the putout, 2 away. Here with a runner on first. Pitch is high in there to Brooks Kalsher, the shortstop. Signals being flashed over there by Jorgensen at the third base side.
See if they want to test Craig catcher here, Clark Schmaling.
They might. And a snap throw back down to first, sneaks away into the outfield grass, but backing up nicely there is Christensen.
Schmaling's done a nice job this season. I think that was one of the questions I had coming into the year. You've had about 7 straight years of catching at Craig where the catcher's been going to a Division I school. What's going to happen at the catcher spot? Where teams before just said, we're just not even going to try to run on you. We just don't have a chance. But he's thrown out a lot of runners this year.
2-0 pitch misses outside, and very quickly and quietly 3-0 in the count with 2 away. And that runner on first, I imagine you're taking here just to try to get that potential run over to second base. Here's the 3-0. And taking all the way, that misses high, and it is ball 4. So another walk surrendered.
Pretty atypical for Wolfley, too. All the Craig pitchers, they don't give up a ton of walks. They don't like to have those free base runners, but Wolfley in particular, not a ton of walks.
Yeah, it was 3 they had given up the other night in the first game against Middleton.
Usually, yeah, about 2 a game. 2 or 3 a game.
Runners on first and second, a nice lead out there at second base for Stumpf. It's Remington Lockwood, the catcher at the plate. He stands in from the left side. First pitch strike. Open stance for Lockwood as he awaits the pitch. Here it is. Ground ball sharply hit. Diving stop at second base. And the runner will have to hold at third. A quick throwback, and that gets away. And now he's racing home. This will play to run for the Cardinals. A miscue. A great diving stop over there at second base by Hessling. And then they thought they could pick off Stumpf as he rounded third pretty hard. Threw it over to third base, and it got away. He's able to get home safely. Kalsher all the way over to third.
Yeah, you got to just eat that one. I mean, he made a nice play to keep that in the infield, so you saved the run, and then by throwing it across the diamond and letting it get away, you gave up the run that you just saved.
So 1-0 the score, and that leaves runners on second and third as well. Remington able to reach on the fielder's choice. We get an throwing error on Hessling. And just like that, it is 1-0. Back to the top of the order we go. For the Cardinals, it's fisted foul by Holwinski.
Courtesy running at second base.
Got a courtesy runner out there at second. Matt Esser. Get the catcher back into the dugout, get his gear on, get ready for next inning.
So Esser stands at second, Kalsher at third, and the leadoff man trying to drive him in. Nice stop behind home plate there by Schmaling on the 0-1 pitch. It is 0-2. So Wolfley trying to work his way out of a bit of a jam here. And time called at home plate. Holwinski didn't like waiting that long for the next pitch. Nice lead at second base. Of course, they're going to just let him take that lead and take care of the batter here. This one shot high and fouled on the right field line. Racing and giving chase. He'll run out of room. Will Christensen. A good hustle over there, but
he might have got there if there wasn't a fence.
Ran out of real estate there.
He really covers a lot of ground.
You're right. You mentioned that in the opening inning, how much these outfielders, how well they cover. That was a healthy bit of distance. 2 away in the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, bouncing towards the Cougar dugout, and we'll do it again.
Really trying to do some harm to the Cougars over there, trying to spray it in that dugout twice in 2 innings now.
Right?
I don't think I've seen that all year, especially from the right side. It's hard to pull a ball like that over into the third base dugout.
May have got a little in front of that one. Runners with their leads, the 0-2, and it's high. And this is a spot where you've got to be careful with your pitches, and I think that's what Wolfley was doing there, trying to maybe get a little bit of a chase. Wasn't able to get it. He's got a couple, had at least a pitch to give, where now it's 1-2. That one thrown low and blocked well by Schmaling. He's able to keep it out as it shot out to the right a little bit there in front of him. Now even at 2-2.
Something to watch here as the game goes along. I mean, his pitch count's really getting up there already through two innings, and having a game tomorrow and a game on Saturday, and you can't really think ahead. You got to just go with what you got tonight. But
2-2, foul back to the netting.
You usually count on Wolfley to give you 6 or 7 innings, and I don't know if he'll be able to get there tonight.
Yeah, going to be tough with how this inning has gone. Nice job by Hodgman, really, to get things started this inning. He did end up striking out, but he saw at least 8 pitches. 2 away, runners on second and third for the Cardinals.
This is pitch 8. There was a 8 pitch at bat to start the inning. There was a 7 pitch at bat last inning. They're making him toss. I'll get that count up.
Howinski awaiting the 2-2. Swings and misses, and it's dropped, so they'll throw it down to first and complete the out and end the inning. But a little bit of damage done. Wolfley able to work out of it. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 left. We are through 1.5. Cougars due up with the Cardinals on top 1-0. Back at Veterans Field, Riverside Park, Janesville, Craig, and Middleton doing battle Big 8 baseball here tonight. Cougars 12-0, Middleton 8-5, and the Cardinals on top 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Zach Stricker back in the studios, Eric Schmoll to my left. I'm Andrew Johns in for Josh Goldberg tonight. And a lot of pitches getting thrown in the early going here by Wolfley, and it was a 1-2-3 first inning for the Cougar bats, so hopefully they can give Wolfley a little bit of a break here to try to figure some things out and start getting some base runners going.
Guess they had a little time in the field to at least forget about that tough first inning at the plate.
That's true. Shot to center field, easily playable for Howinski, and just like that, the center fielder Hughes, 1 pitch, 1 swing, and 1 away.
Catcher, Clark Schmaling.
That brings the catcher Schmaling to the plate. On deck is Herbst, the DH tonight. Keelan hoping to make his way to the plate this inning as well. A 1-0 Cardinals again, bottom of the second. 1 away and time called.
Craig up 2 games in the loss column, at least on Madison West. So that always presents the interesting thing. Are you actually cheering? If you're Craig, are you actually cheering for Janesville Parker this week while they're playing Madison West?
Called strike as Schmaling watches the first one sail in there. The second baseman Carrington back on the grass. Everyone else shaded slightly in on the infield. And another pitch. This will be a ball. That one was pretty close. 1-1.
Vikings and Regents not playing tonight. I believe that game got postponed to Saturday.
1-1 pitch. Catches the corner. We've seen that a couple of times here. That lefty to righty, he's bringing it across and just barely catching that front edge. And it keeps running in at the hitters. Hard for them to take a swing at that as it comes towards them. 1-2 pitch. Trying to go back to it, and they will get it. Strike 3 called.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, and they're going to have to figure out a way to
Designated hitter.
put it in play at least. And
you got to fight that one off a little bit and get the bat off the shoulder. That's the start, right? 2 away, and the batter Herbst. He takes a swing at the first one, comes up empty.
That was on the outside. Probably thought it was going to come diving back in toward him, and it didn't.
Well, Ballwig's been off to a good start here, the left-hander for the Cardinals, as he comes back inside now. And I mentioned talking with Coach Jorgensen before the game, the Cardinals head coach. He referred to him as a crafty lefty, and I think we've seen that a little bit here where he's going back and forth, inside out.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's not throwing overly hard, but he's throwing pitches that are on the corners and running in on those righties and really making life difficult.
1-2 pitch. This one shot to right field, playable for Collier, and he'll settle underneath it and squeeze it. And the Cougars go down quietly again. 1-2-3. Retired in order. We're talking about pitch counts. Much lower pitch count for Ballweg.
Yes.
We'll be back. It's 1-0 after 2 innings of play. No runs, no hits, no one left. Back at Veterans Field, Riverside Park. Janesville, Craig, and Middleton High School baseball on WCLO, WCLO.com, and the WCLO app powered by K&W Greenery. Wolfley back on for another inning of work. Eric, you mentioned the pitch count is nearly double right now for Wolfley what it is for Ballweg. The leadoff man is Dylan Carrington, and he pops one sky high, maybe playable towards the dugout, and just running out of real estate there was Overly. But Wolfley has thrown a lot of pitches here early on, and on the flip side, Ballweg is throwing quite well.
Yep, 40. That was a 42nd pitch for Wolfley's, and Ballweg through 2 innings had 21. So yeah, now exactly double. Could use a quick one here.
Carrington flied to right his first trip to the plate and shoots one right back up the box. And it's a leadoff base hit, leadoff man on. So 3 innings and a base runner in each. Cardinals plated 1 run and left a couple stranded in the last inning. Wolfley was able to work his way out of it. But each of those base hits look nearly identical, just one to the left, one to the right. Just a nice, easy swing right back up the box.
Yeah, they haven't, it's not like they've hit him super hard, but the hits they've got, just fundamental baseball, just try to wrap one back through there.
Meinholtz, the batter, the third baseman, walked in his first at-bat. The third baseman gets his signal from Jorgensen, and now from the stretch, Wolfley will step off. Yeah, he's just trying to figure it out right now, it seems.
Maybe laboring just a little bit. You know, that he didn't get those high calls at the letters in the first inning. Just hasn't quite been able to dial in here.
1-0 pitch from the stretch. High and out of play up behind us. 1-1 the count, second inning. Again, it's Middleton on top. 1-0. Trying to exact a little revenge from a come-from-behind win Janesville got on Tuesday night up at Middleton. Man at first with a nice lead, and a foul again off to the right side. 1-2 the count.
Might be a case of Wolfley's, you know, like I said, he's kind of the guy who likes to bounce around the strike zone a little bit and keep hitters going, and that maybe isn't working with this umpire today. And on the other side, Ballweg's found that one spot that Craig can't get to, and the guy's calling it a strike every time. So he's like, well, I'm just going to throw it there every single time then.
It ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Nice breaking ball on the outside corner, and there's a strikeout for Wolfley. A nice pitch there.
4 strikeouts so far.
Yeah, he's sat down at least a batter each inning so far. But we've seen some good patience and a good job more than anything else of fouling off pitches. Middleton's had some really quality at-bats here in the early going. The batter, right fielder, it's Ben Collier. He struck out his first time, and now he'll shoot a fly ball lazily to right field, and tracking and getting under it is Christensen as he wheels it back in.
They've kept him busy so far in the first 3 innings.
First baseman, Quinn Hodgman.
Carrington makes his way back easily to first. Yeah, he's retired 3 of them so far. Quinn Hodgman, the first baseman. He struck out to lead off the second inning, but I think he had one of those 8-pitch at-bats you talked about. Takes a cut at the first one and comes up empty, 0-1.
Yep, struck out looking on the 8th pitch of his last at-bat.
Well, 3 hits, 1 run for the Cardinals. Got a man on first here after a leadoff base hit by Dylan Carrington. Wolfley, the right-hander from the stretch, flicks over to first base, back in safely. It was a nice move over, but Carrington able to dive back in head first.
Try to keep him out of scoring position here.
The lefty Hodgman awaiting the pitch. Wolfley fires, misses outside. Schmaling tried to twist that one in with the glove and frame it a bit, but too far outside for that one.
Yep, not getting that one. It's something you see more and more, I think, with major league catchers is even more so than even having a good arm to throw guys out is, are you a good framer of pitches?
Swing and a miss. Strike two, 1-2 the count. Yeah, you hear that a lot about Contreras in Chicago. It seems to be one of the biggest criticisms of him is that he doesn't frame them well. I think you're right. That's been a big focus for
the Brewers. Have two guys that are very good at it.
And they're playing great baseball right now. 1-2 line shot. It'll get out of play in a hurry. That Brewers and Cubs open up that series tomorrow.
Feels weird to have an off day, but that's good for us to get this game in here.
Absolutely. And runner on first, 2 away, 1-2 the count as Hodgman fights off more pitches. Runner goes, swing and a miss, strike 3, inning over. Runner was on the move, but nothing doing as Wolfley sets him down after a leadoff walk. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, no errors. We are through 2.5. Middleton 1 and Janesville Craig nothing on 12. Alongside Eric Schmolt, I'm Andrew Johns down here at Veterans Field, Riverside Park. 2.5 complete. Middleton leading Janesville Craig 1-0. And back on the hill, the lefty Ballwig, who's been working quite well for Middleton so far. He has faced the minimum. The 7-hitter, third baseman Keelan, ready to go, and he watches a first pitch. Misses just a little bit high, I'm thinking.
I'll take your word for it. If that was a righty, I think you would have called it a strike.
I think you're right, actually. That one going to miss low. Top of the zone, bottom of the zone. Yeah, it could be one of those where you have a little more success as a lefty here against Ballwig. There's a called strike. There's that pitch he's been firing a lot, dotting that inside corner on the righties. 2-1 the count.
A wide corner, Murph says.
That's just a big dot. Ground ball over to second base. Carrington scoops it and easily retires Keelan. 4-3 on the scoring. Yeah, I can't quite see, but that it's looked like a little bit of a big dot at times.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've heard from a fan or two that have texted me from just down below us that says it seems a little varied.
A little varied. No, that's the one thing you don't really want. 1 away, and a big breaking ball sweeps in there for a strike on Hessling.
That was a nice pitch.
That had a big hook to it. Hessling from the right side. And he will shoot a ground ball right down the line at third, scooping and firing across the bag is Meinholz. And there are 2 away. Nice backhanded stop.
Right fielder, Tegan Christensen.
He took one of those inside pitches and at least put it in play, but right down the line and a good play by the third baseman there.
You can shoot one fast down the line there. You've got a little time to trot over to second base. You can turn on one. 2 away, bottom of the third, and there's a strike. Now we're just about one time through the order here for the Cougars, and by now you know that's a strike there, so you just got to start doing something against it. Here's the 0-1, foul down the right field line. Nice job there by Christensen. Fight off and outside what would have been a strike.
Probably come right back inside on him, I would.
Ballwig, the lefty. Misses high. That one had a little bit of a cut to it coming back. Ballwig, the little taller, thin left-hander. 1-2 off speed. Nice job by Christensen. He was looking for something else, I think, but knew he needed to fight that one off.
Probably thinking that inside pitch is coming. And he's like, well, this one's outside. Let me just try to hold my bat out there and get a tip.
Got a piece of it and sent it back to the screen. We'll reset again at 1-2. And a called strike 3. Christensen didn't like it and takes a slow walk back to the dugout. Down in order again. 3 up, 3 down again for the Cougars. No runs, no hits, no one left. We're through 3. It's DH Aiden Williams at the plate, and he will take a first pitch low for a ball. Also brought to you by First National Bank and Trust, Blackhawk Propane, Jackson Monument, Janesville Mobilizing for Change, Budget Truck and Auto, Culvers of Janesville. Shot to the left side, and it's going to bounce around between short and third, and an infield single for
kind
Aiden Williams.
Unlucky there. If Keelan doesn't touch that, I think Dan Blomgren has a decent chance to throw that runner out at first, but Keelan just tipped it at the end of his glove and threw Blomgren off, and you got another leadoff batter on.
Leadoff man on. 4 hits now for the Cardinals. And that brings the 7-hitter Josh Stumpf to the plate. Reached on a fielder's choice and came around to be the lone run of the game so far. Shows bunt, and it'll be a called strike. He offered at it and couldn't quite put the bat on it. I think Schmeling thought about a quick throw down to first. Kalsher and Lockwood, the next 2 up after Stumpf, as they're trying to move the runner over and can't square the bunt up there either. 0-2 the count.
Coach seems a little bit frustrated over there in the third base coaching box that neither one of those bunt attempts was a real strong attempt at anything.
And they looked like pitches that you could get a bunt down on. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and the bat remains up on the shoulder. It's going to be a ball low. 1-2 the count. Williams will run this inning. That was Lockwood who took the courtesy runner. Breaking ball, going to miss high. DH doesn't really need a courtesy runner.
No, you don't
put any gear on or anything like that. That's not a necessity or even something you can do. I don't know.
You could put in a pinch runner.
Not a courtesy, though.
Yeah. Just maybe you save that for later in the game.
2-2 the count. On the left fielder Stumpf. There's called strike 3. As Wolfley's able to dot the outside corner, 1 away.
6 strikeouts now for Wolfley through 3 1/3 innings. It's pretty much all been either a strikeout or a fly out to right field.
Yeah, really, you look at that second inning, and just in air really was the difference. I mean, you got a hit in the inning, but nothing that was sharply hit, as you mentioned. First pitch will miss high and tight on Brooks Kalsher, the shortstop. 1 away. Yeah, it's not as though they've been hitting him around or anything. Just a lot of good at bats where they've seen a lot of pitches.
Yeah, and that walk didn't help in the second inning. And this
right.
is Kalsher, the one who drew that walk.
This time he will foul one off to the right side, out of play. 1-1. Like the wind may have died down a little bit from what it was doing earlier today. Thought I saw some flags whipping pretty good this afternoon, but still a breeze, but not too bad right now.
Flag sitting pretty much
breaking
still.
Ball on the 1-1 is shot to right field and playable for Christensen. He'll haul it in for out number 2. But as you stood up to look at the flag, I thought, well, I hope it is laying there, because otherwise it gets us to the number 9 hitter, Lockwood.
11 outs so far, 6 strikeouts, 4 flyouts to right field. That's just weird. Josh usually loves when I bring up goofy stats like that.
The first pitch to Remington, or to Lockwood rather, is a called strike. 0-1 the count. It is always fun to look back at a scorebook as you go and just kind of find those.
I like to find the oddities in the scorebook like that.
That's good. Hughes shifted a little bit to right. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Wolfley. 0-2 the count. Runner on first. Again, we've seen a base runner in each inning for Middleton. Wolfley trying to settle in a little bit here through the middle innings. The catcher, Lockwood, awaits the pitch. And here it is. Fouled out of play.
I mean, if you keep it 1-0, you got to assume the Craig Bats are going to wake up at some point, but they also got to prove that they can.
Yeah.
Haven't even had a runner yet.
At this point, I imagine that Coach Herbst is pretty much just saying that pitch is getting called a strike. You've got to start doing something with it. Line drive right back up the box, and he'll have to play it on a hop. Hughes sprinted in at it, thought he might have had a play, but quickly realized he wasn't going to get there and wisely pulls up and just keeps it in front of him.
Yeah, one of those where maybe you could charge in and try to dive at it, but if it gets by you, they're going to score a run. Same courtesy runner back in here now.
Courtesy running at first base.
Matt Esser.
21, Matt Esser.
2 for 2 from the 9-hole.
Yeah.
Neither ball barely got out of the infield, but hey, 2 for 2 in the book.
2 away here. We are in the top of the 4th inning. As they get Esser out there.
Oh, now they are going to do the pinch runner.
They are. Esser
Brian
over first, and now
Frusciante.
All right. So Frusciante will pinch run for Aiden Williams.
Trying to get some speed out there. Every run's going to matter here. It looks like it's going to be a low-scoring game. If you can get to 2-0, just by getting a pinch runner, then could be a big decision.
First and second on the base paths, 2 away, top of the 4th. And the key at bat here in this one. Fouled out of play. Again, we're back to the top of the order here with Holwinski, who flied to right and struck out, 0 for 2 on the day.
Pinch running at second base, number 6, Brian Frusciante.
A healthy lead out there at second base, but again, the batter's the one that matters right now. They'll make a move back to second, and they get him. No, under the tag. And they must have missed the tag out there. The ball beat him there, no doubt about that.
Well, it was a perfect pickup play because, like you said, neither one of them were even like the second baseman or the shortstop or dancing or doing anything, so they didn't think there was any chance of a pickoff, and Hessling just snuck in there as Wolfley spun around, and I thought the ball beat him there, but must have missed the tag.
Yeah, it might have looked like Hessling maybe got his glove caught up on the dirt a little bit as he went to swipe the tag, and I think that's maybe how it ended up getting missed, as it is fouled out of play 0-2. But yeah, the timing of that, everything worked perfectly there until just getting that tag down.
Well, it was kind of a brilliant idea, too, because you got a kid coming in, I need a pinch run. Okay, I got to throw a helmet on and get out there. I didn't know I was going in. Try to catch him napping out there.
As I'm here saying the batter's the one that matters, and, they were thinking something else.
They were
that's
thinking,
exactly
this
what,
kid's ice cold off the bench. He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah. So 0-2 the count. Runners remain on first and second. Time called. Holwinski wants to step out of the box and reset. And a key at bat here in this one, and Wolfley taking his time to make sure he executes these pitches. Blomgren stands behind. Pickoff attempt again. And tried the old bluff throw back to the pitcher and swipe down and tag him, and he didn't fall for it. Now Frusciante's on alert.
Yeah, now you just got to throw strike 3 here and get back in the dugout.
Yep. That was a good quick throw there. Blomgren was there. He was starting to kind of sneak in behind him. And now you got to deliver this third strike. The 0-2 pitch fouled high and land just about on top of our heads, maybe a little behind us. 1-0 the score. Middleton leading Janesville Craig. Cougars looking for win number 13 in the conference. Remain unbeaten. Middleton trying to split with both Janesville clubs. Actually split with Parker this year already.
Yeah, doubleheader last week.
They're going to throw back again, and that one's going to get into center field, and that's,
just trying to get a little too cute here. You're 0-2. Just strike him out and get out of here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you even just throw something that you hope he'll chase. Oh, again, runners on first and second. They tried that third pickoff, and Wolfley just really wants it after that first one. Breaking ball in for called strike 3, inning over. So Wolfley able to dial in and finish off the inning. No runs, 1 hit or 2 hits, and 2 left stranded. We're through 3.5. Middleton 1, Craig nothing. On that WCLO app powered by K&W Greenery. So whether you're listening on air, online, on the app, thanks for hanging out for some high school baseball here tonight. Bottom of the fourth, rather, and we're back to the top of the order. Just the second trip to the plate for Dan Blomgren. Rather unusual to just be getting back to the top of the order now here in the fourth. Big breaking ball sweeps in there for a strike. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, I would say anytime you can have a perfect game, even if it's just through 3 against a team ranked number 2 in the state, you're doing pretty good for yourself.
Couple strikeouts as well, or 3 strikeouts, 1 each inning. A called strike 2. Yeah, and on the other side of it here, if you're the Cougars, you say, all right, we've got Wolfley going. He's only given up 1 run through 4 innings. We should be in good shape, but they just haven't got anything going at the plate until a nice chopper will get through the infield for the base hit. Blomgren with a sharp shot between short and third, and Kalsher just couldn't quite get to it.
Left fielder, Tresson Kussmaul.
Now we'll see what Craig decides to do here. Time to play some small ball in a 1-0 game where you haven't had a ton of success at the plate. Do you drop the bunt down right away? Do you try to have Blomgren steal? We'll see what they decide to do. You haven't had a Middleton catcher that's had to deal with any traffic, so.
And you've got the lefty here who's got just a sharp line drive down the right field line. This will twist towards the corner. Over to third base is Blomgren, and Hurst will hold him there, and a double for Kussmaul. Just a sharp line drive down the right field line, cut off by Collier, and he's able to get it back in.
Great job a couple times there by Kussmaul. Obviously, taking that first pitch that he thought he could get a good bat on and ripping it down there. But then as he's going into first, he's kind of noticing the ball is holding up in that grass a little bit right down the line and just kept the Jets going and goes all the way to second base.
Overly, the first baseman, now in with that open stance. Breaking ball, and he's going to shoot this one to center field. It's shallow, playable, and tagging is Blomgren. Tagging as well and headed to third. He will get tagged out there. Kussmaul will, but a run crosses the plate. Nice heads-up play there by Holwinski in center. Aggressive base running there from Kussmaul, and he gets cut down at third base. But again, run crosses the plate, so the sacrifice fly brings Blomgren in, and we're even 1-1.
Yeah. You got to praise Overly for getting the job done because you need to just make sure you get that run in no matter which way you can. If you're Kussmaul, you got to be mindful and watch where that throw's going before you take off.
And it was shallow center field as well. As the first pitch is in for a strike on Hughes, it was a shallow fly ball to center. So that throw to third was well ahead of time. 0-1 pitch, blocked in the dirt by Lockwood.
I guess it all kind of evens out. He had some great base running just to get himself to second, and then runs himself into an out to trying to go to third. One up, one down.
A pair of hits in the inning for the Cougars, and now this one shot to short right and tracked down by Collier. So single and a double to start the inning. No one left, but the Cougars do cross the plate, and we're even.
Leading off for Middleton at the top of the fifth.
Quick check of the pitch count. Ballweg at 41 pitches, Wolfley at 71.
Wow. Wolfley has settled in. He had 41 of those 71 in the first 2 innings, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
it
right,
was.
Yep.
The first pitch is a ball to Dylan Carrington. Misses just a little bit high. Blomgren puts his arms up at second base, wonders where that one was.
Oh, we got team posters here tonight, folks. Team poster time. I didn't know there was a giveaway tonight, Murph.
Wolfley missing again.
Somewhere.
Not by much.
No.
That was a tough miss right there. 3-0 the count. And Wolfley just rifles a fastball in there. You don't want to just tee up fastballs for him, but at some point, if you're Wolfley, you just say, well, I might just need to try to throw up high guys. Chopper to the right side, racing in is Hessling, and he slips a little bit in the dirt, and they're able to get him. Quick snap throw to Overly. Yeah, that ball is just, it's slowing up in this grass quite a bit, it seems. And
well, that one was just chopped hard enough to get past Wolfley, and Hessling had to come in all the way and get it on the first step of the grass. And good job to get a quick throw over there, and good job by Overly to corral it.
Yeah, a sharp throw from that close distance. Those are sometimes the tougher ones at first base. The 3-hitter fouls it back to the netting. It's Jacob Meinholz, the third baseman. 1 away, 0-1 count. Wolfley ready to go. Rocks and fires a little check swing chopper back to Wolfley. And he will pick it up and fire to first for out number 2. That's one where Meinholz started to offer up at it and changed his mind and still caught enough of it to send it back to the pitcher.
The swinging bunt. Half swing bunt.
I've seen guys in slow pitch perfect the swinging bunt. Tough to defend. Not quite the same thing here with the hard ball. Ben Collier, the batter, watches a nice breaking ball sweep in from Wolfley.
Wolfley got a chance here to get out of an inning without a base runner first time today.
2 away, and then 0-1 count. Sharp line drive.
Jinxed him.
And it's in for a base hit. So a runner on, another base runner, another inning. Oh, the Cardinals, to their credit, they have done a nice job here on Wolfley of just putting the ball in play again. None of the hits that I can recall, they've got 6 now. Nothing has been incredibly sharp.
Nothing at all, no. We got a pinch hitter here. Jordan Hellenbrand.
All right, so Hellenbrand takes the place of Quinn Hodge, the first baseman. And he will stand in on the right side. Hodgman finished the day with a pair of strikeouts.
Could re-enter after this. At least they might keep him in the field. We'll see if he comes back in.
1-1 the score. 2 away. Cardinals with a base runner here in the top of the 5th. Hellenbrand gets his first look, and he'll watch a ball low. The Cougars playing it straight away. Wolfley gets one he likes. Now comes set. That one will miss a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes on Hellenbrand. And the pinch hitter here in the 6th spot. Decent lead over at first for Collier. There's a strike right down the pipe. Collier being held on by Overly, so he doesn't get too aggressive with the lead over there at first. 2 balls and a strike with 2 away here in the top of the 5th.
Extra step maybe over there this time. I don't know if they'll try to get him to scoring position or not.
He's kind of got that twist a little bit. There he is. He is running. Snap, throw down to second, and they got him. It was a swing and a miss, but the throw down caught stealing was Collier. Nice piece of throwing there by Schmaling right on the dot. So no runs on 1 hit. No one left. We are through 4.5. It's Janesville 1, Middleton 1 on 12:30 a.m. And the Cougars plated one in the bottom of the 4th, looking to get some more runs on the board here and grab this lead for the first time today. Schmaling, Herbst, and Keelan due up.
I don't know Middleton well enough to know what they would usually do. We had Hellenbrand come in as the pinch hitter. Then he didn't get his at bat because the runner got caught stealing.
True.
So I don't know if they would have wanted to put Hodgman and re-enter back into first base or not. But Hellenbrand now stays in there so that he can go back to the plate here in the top of the 6th. Who knows?
Was a 2-2 count as he swung at that second strike. Line drive sharply hit off the glove of the third baseman, Meinholz. And reaching safely at first base is Schmaling. So the leadoff man on in back-to-back innings here for the Cougars as the bats have finally come to life.
The hot corner down there strikes again.
Designated hitter.
We're going with a
Sharp
hit.
Yeah, agreed. It was a sharp hit on a 1-hop. That's a tough play. There was nothing routine about that one. So 3 hits and a run for the Cougars now. The DH Herbst trying to.
Herbst, you think of as a, yeah.
It is. He will show bunt and shoots it foul.
Going to say you usually think of as designated hitter as a guy who swings a powerful bat, but Herbst has been really good this season at laying down sacrifice bunts, so I wouldn't be surprised if he had another attempt here to try to move Schmaling over to second base.
Yep, third baseman in on the grass. Of course, Hellenbrand will hold Schmaling over at first, and a quick throw dives back in there safely. And that's the challenge if you're a base runner. You've got that lefty looking right at you. That was just a quick throw over before he was even set. And he will throw again. That looked awfully close.
Pretty close.
Awfully close to a balk.
He's a senior. You'd think he'd have that pickoff move down by now.
0-1. He will come home with it, and Herbst will fan at the bunt opportunity on a pitch that was high.
Tried to bunt one that was about as high as his eyes. Now he's going to have to battle and try to move, just get the runner over some way.
A runner on first. That's the leadoff man, Schmaling. And the throw, Herbst will shoot a base hit to the right side, and they will hold at second base.
Well, he got it done.
Moved him over and didn't even have to sacrifice. Well, Collier gets that ball in quickly. These outfielders have done a nice job on both sides recognizing that it's dying quickly, so they're not kind of sitting back waiting on it. They've been racing in to get it.
It's one way to make sure you don't get grounded when you get home from the game tonight. And when your dad would come home and say, "You didn't get the sacrifice down. You don't get your allowance this week."
They'll try the sacrifice here down the third baseline. A bunt opportunity or bunt attempt by Keelan. Try to get both those runners over into scoring position. Hessling is on deck. Christensen in the hole. And the infield all in. Well in on the grass is the first baseman, Hodgman. Or Hellenbrand, rather. The bunt is down, and it's fumbled by the pitcher. Everyone's safe. It's thrown away. Thrown away, and the Cougars will cross home plate. Herbst is going to send Herbst around the third, and that ball gets all the way to the outfield. Everyone's all around.
I think the runners are going to have to come back. That ball got hung up in the tarp down there, down the right field line.
Okay. Well, you should get the one run across home plate.
The one run will score for sure. Herbst is going to argue that Ryan Herbst should also have scored, but he's going to send him back because the fielder put his hands up because the ball was in the tarp down there.
They should get one run across, though.
A one for sure. Schmaling will
There's no doubt Schmaling scores there. I mean, he was trotting home. And the umpires are talking this over.
It'll go down as a sacrifice for Keelan. So he reaches on the sacrifice and an error on the pitcher.
And they may be putting. I thought Schmaling should definitely get the run there. Yep, he's in. That's good. All right, so now they've got. I think they were deciding whether or not they were going to give second base to Keelan, I think is what the conversation was. So Schmaling crosses, and the Cougars take a 2-1 lead. Runners on second and third, and no outs. And now we're going to get a visit here to the mound. Brent Jorgensen's going to come out and talk to the Cardinals. Infield all rallies in. Now Herbst wants to chat it over.
We're also going to have a pinch runner, I think, in the mix of this. 13, Colin Hageman, I think, is going to run for Herbst down at third.
Now get out your erasers.
I do mine in pen.
Unless you're using pen like both of us are. And got a pencil sitting next to me here, but I just don't like the way they write. So 2-1, the Cougars on top. And Vic Herbst talking to the home plate umpire. Will be Hesseling due up. That's a tough play for Ballwig to try to make. He had to run in, and being a lefty there, that's a really tough play to make because he has to reach across his body and then twist back and throw to first, and
he got
mishandled it,
and then chucked it down the line there. And then I think it's based off of that throw, basically, where the runners are when he throws that. They're at basically first, second, and third. And you get one base on the overthrow when it goes down and gets lodged into something that's out of play, I guess you would call it, the tarp. Dead ball.
We'll reset it here for you. The infield moves in right on the edges of the grass. Runners on second and third. Hesseling, the second baseman, ready to go here. The lefty Ballwig peering in to get the sign from Lockwood. The Cougars trying to open it up here. It's 2-1. Breaking ball will miss. 1 ball, no strikes.
Wondered if you might see him show bunt there. You know, you put the runner in there, you get a little more speed at third. Or you're going to try to do some sort of squeeze or safety squeeze, but not on the first pitch at least.
1-0 pitch, missing inside, blocked by Lockwood. Nice job there to slide over and use his body to keep that one in front. Yeah, if you're the Cardinals, the last thing you want to do is give up another run and another base on a pass ball or wild pitch. 2 balls, no strikes, and a chopper right back up the middle. No play at home. They throw to first, nearly thrown away, but they get the out at first base. 3-1 now, Cougars on top.
Was hit just hard enough that the second baseman had to kind of think about whether they were going to try to go home for a tag or just get out of there with an out, and so he took the out.
Oh, credit Hesseling with an RBI as Christensen now stands in, 1 away. And another threat for the Cougars at third base. 3-1, Keelan stands at third and gets a nice lead. They're going to try to set up the squeeze, and he can't get it down. Or, excuse me, he pulls the bat back, and it's 1-0, a ball on the first pitch. There's a lot that's going through your mind here if you're one of these infielders, if you're the pitcher, you're the catcher, and they show bunt and they get it down. They're trying to set up the squeeze at home. He's in safely, sliding under the tag. Keelan gets under it.
Safety squeeze there, and Keelan took off, and once again, the same sort of thing for Ballwig there. He got the ball, but had trouble that time with the transition and trying to shovel it home. Just, I don't know how you would describe it. Burped it out of his hand.
Yeah,
almost.
just had to kind of cough it up to the catcher, and it was a good attempt there by Lockwood to catch it and get that tag down, but a nice slide by Keelan, and another base runner on, 1 away. And it's now 4-1 Cougars. A nice RBI and fielder's choice there for Christensen. Back to the top of the order we go with Blomgren. He reached and scored. really got things going for the Cougars offense in the last inning. As he watches one miss outside.
Yeah, it was an inning ago. They hadn't even had a base runner yet, and now all of a sudden they're up 4-1.
Yeah, they couldn't get anything going. It was the minimum for Ballwig, and they might have picked him off. Yep, they did. They're trying to say that he dropped the ball, but well, he's called out on the field. Diving back in was Christensen, and looked like he was tagged, and it looked like it beat him there, but I think they're trying to say that he juggled the ball.
Actually, I think Coach Herbst is arguing that it was a balk. Maybe they have arguments on two different counts.
They might, yeah. Yeah, because I thought it looked like you had Christensen and your coach over here down the first baseline, I can't quite see, arguing that, I thought I heard him arguing that the ball wasn't secured. But yeah, we saw that, we saw his first couple moves over to first base for Ballwig. One of them was looking awfully close to a balk. And Herb states his case. And
well, the other problem with the lefty is, and he got a guy on first. I mean, the umpire's behind, so you can't really tell if that leg's going toward home or toward first, and you kind of just have to do the best that you can.
Oh, 2 away. The bases are now clear. Cougars on top, 4-1. Blomgren awaiting the pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike. 1-1 the count. 0-2 rather on the count. Umpire signaling. Watches one go outside. Now 1-2. Ballwig looking in, and Blomgren shoots one to right field, right at Collier, and he'll secure it for out number 3. But the Cougars plate 3 runs on a couple hits. No one left. 4-1 the score. Janesville Craig is on top. Back at Veterans Field, Riverside Park here on 1230 AM, 92.7 FM, WCLO, WCLO.com, and on the WCLO app, which is powered by K&W Greenery. Top of the 6th inning, 4-1. Cougars lead the Cardinals and look to remain unbeaten in the Big 8.
Leading off for Middleton in the top of the 6th inning.
We'll have Hellenbrand back at the plate here, so he basically had a full at-bat, but the caught stealing by Collier sends Hellenbrand back here with a fresh look. He will take a first pitch strike, 0-1, and Wolfley maybe getting a little more pep in his step now. He's found the strike zone. He's settled in and started to get a couple of those calls. Nice to work with the 3-run lead as well. Fouled back sharply to the netting. 0-2 the count. Cougars with 4 runs on 4 hits, a couple hits in the past inning, but did a lot of things right with the small ball. Fouled straight back to the screen.
Well, that was the problem when they were taking so many of those inside corner pitches in the first few innings. They didn't even put the ball in play a lot of times and make the defense work for it. Well, now they started doing that, and they've been handed a few free bases here, and they've had a couple of good at-bats, and look what happens.
0-2 pitch, breaking ball. Chopper gloved at third, twisting and throwing for the out. Nice play there by Keelan. Hit sharply enough that he knew he had time to kind of do that 360 with it and just let his momentum keep moving. And nice squeeze over there by Overly. He had to stretch a little bit towards home plate, but good sharp throw.
Nice play.
So Hellenbrand is retired. And the DH, Williams, shoots one to center field. On the run, racing in and making the catch is Hughes. Well, that ball just kind of held up there and kept floating. He was able to track it down.
Nice job here. Maybe a quick inning for Wolfley. We talked after 2 innings. We didn't know if he'd make it through 6 or 7, but he's sitting here now at 88 pitches. So could get him into the 7th.
The left fielder, Josh Stumpf, will shoot one foul, and he's been firing first pitch strikes to each of these hitters too. That's been he was fighting with what the strike zone was early on, but now he's forcing Middleton to try to attack the pitches that he's throwing. Chopper sharply to the right side, and it takes a quick hop, but it's fielded by Overly, who will step on the bag and take care of it himself. 1-2-3. A nice quick inning for Wolfley and the Cougars. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We are through 5.5. And for the Cougars, it'll be Kussmaul, Overly, and Hughes. Kussmaul is 1 for 2 with a double. Is then thrown out.
The only extra base hit today, I think, by either team.
Yeah. Good sharp line drive down the right field line. Watches a breaking ball come in high from Ballweg. 1-0. Now Wolfley's really settled in here. And there's a a strike.
Yeah, we were talking during the break.
1-1.
I could see something interesting in the top half of the 7th because Wolfley gets 100 pitches today, and he's at 91 right now.
And we've seen some pitches, or some at-bats, rather, get to the 8 number.
Yeah, and not lately, though.
Not lately. He's settled in.
And do you put him out there and see if you can finish it on 9 pitches where you get to finish the batter if you get to 100s? It's a chance he could do it.
2-1 pitch misses outside, 3-1.
Do you go?
I haven't seen any activity down a little bit in the last inning.
Yeah, when they were out in the field that inning, they had somebody down there throwing a little bit. So they do kind of like to switch pitchers on a clean inning when they can.
Ball fouled out of play, 3-2.
So we'll see what. It would be impressive, I think, if Wolfley could get through this game, just because when you're 41 through 2 innings, you're thinking, no way. Yeah, plus we talked about earlier, they got 2 more games to play in the next 2 days.
Full count pitch. Yeah, having that 3-run lead is a little bit different. We can just roll with him through this game, and maybe you have somebody up there and get warming in the inning just to see how the inning progresses. And
that they were having somebody warm up while they were in the field means it was somebody not in the game. So I'm trying to figure out even who it might have been, like a Sam Street or something.
Base hit down the left side, right over the shortstop's head on a full count pitch, and Kussmaul is on with his second hit of the game. That's a great question.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. So we'll see what they do when they come back out here. Maybe they'll even tack on a couple insurance runs before they have to get 3 more outs.
That's what they're looking to do, no doubt about that. Nice piece of hitting there by Kussmaul. Now Overly stands in. Ballweg fires home. Big slow sweeping curve, drops in for a strike. On deck is Hughes, and then it's Schmaling. Quick throw over to first. He's back in safely. And fairly deep in center is Holwinski, and another throw over to first.
The guys listed as pitchers in the position that wouldn't have been out there that haven't been in the game yet are Dawson Draves and Caleb Kinna.
Base hit down the right side, and they're going to hold at second. Another base hit, back-to-back singles. Overly sends one between first and second. So 2 on here with no outs in bottom of the 6th.
Center fielder, Eric Hughes.
I don't know if they've pitched yet this season, to be honest with you, so I'm not sure.
Interesting.
We'll wait and see. Maybe they'll score 7 here, and it'll just end 11-1.
They may just I think they're just going to try to roll with Wolfley. Bunt is down, but twisting foul. Not really twisting, just kind of pushed foul, rather. Hughes trying to advance the runners. Get a couple into scoring position, and tack on some more. Well, Coach Herbst wouldn't mind that. Just save the pitches, save the arm, and call it a night.
Get to tomorrow.
You said yesterday's game rescheduled to tomorrow, and more action on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday they got the number 2 team.
The bunt is down. It'll slow in the grass. Scooped and fired to first, and it's close, and they got him. Very close. Hughes almost beat it out at first base, but the sacrifice down. As Kussmaul and Overly advance.
Now batting catcher, Clark Schwalen.
I was trying to say the Cougars, second ranked in the state, host Wanakee, number 3 in the state Saturday, and we'll see if anybody has any pitching left by that point, but at least it looks good on paper.
It gets to be that time of year now where you have to start paying really close attention to that. Another bunt shown, and they will try to bring the shortstop in to maybe throw back down on Kussmaul, but it'd be a tough play to make.
A lot of moving parts.
There's a lot of running around going on there in the infield. Kussmaul at third, Overly at second. Schmaling the batter. Infield in on the grass. They show bunt again.
Same carbon copy of the last pitch.
A little more A to B route that time from Kalsher, the shortstop. Didn't quite loop around so much. Two balls, no strikes, one away here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, a 4-1 lead for the Cougars. And a called strike. There's 6 games left in the Big 8 season, I believe it is, for the Cougars. And the bunt pushed foul to the right side, and that makes it 2-2.
Yeah, even with the rain lately, the Janesville teams are pretty well caught up in terms of baseball and softball. A couple now this week they got to try to figure out, but there are definitely other parts of the state or other leagues that are behind a lot more than I think Craig or Parker.
Yeah, I think Middleton is right on track, pacing, I think they've only got 5 games left maybe. 2-2 pitch. Right back up the middle, sharp base hit. This will score a run and likely another. The throw to home, not in time. And advancing to second on the throw home is Schmaling with a 2 RBI single. Again, he'll advance to second on the throw, but Kussmaul and Overly cross home plate, and the Cougars open it up at 6-1.
Kind of the second time in as many innings where the bunt, you didn't get the bunt down, but you still figured out a way to get it done. The first time helped spark that 3-run rally in the last inning, and now this one drives in 2 runs.
The batter is Herbst. 1 away, runner on second. Pitch inside. That's that pitch he was pounding away at the first few innings. Didn't get the call there. Yeah, and you get the infield ready to race in and be ready for that bunt, and then they retreat back and get to their normal spots, and you're a little bit off balance as an infielder there.
Yeah, and they had the second baseman and the shortstop both playing up, trying to take away the run at home at any cost, because 4-1's looking pretty good right now, and that one was hit sharp enough that probably would have been a play there if you're back in your usual position, but got by him in this case.
2 balls, no strikes, and the pitch fouled well out of play to the right. Good cut at it by Herbst. So a lot of damage here by the Cougars in these last few innings. They got that first run across in the 4th, which actually looked like it could have been a bigger inning than it was. But then they were able to pour it on a little bit here in the 5th and now the 6th with some more cushion. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Nice off-speed pitch there.
Yeah, that first time through the order was pretty ugly, but we were sort of chastising them a little bit they had to figure out a way to get it done, and these last 3 innings they've come through, so we should give them some credit for some good at-bats here.
Check swing and a throw back to second, taken off to third. He'll get in safely. Great heads-up play as Vic Herbst has to scramble out of the way, but nice heads-up base running there by Schmaling. They tried to pick him off back at after the pitch, rather. Tried to pick him off at second base, and he just took off the rest of the way to the third.
Well, he was so far off. That was pretty much his only option at that point.
Yeah, Lockwood caught him off quite a ways, but you said it was his only option, and he got there quickly. A 1 away, full count And this is lifted to center and to right, and this will drive in another run. Backing up and making the catch. And in easy for another run. It's 7-1 as Schmaling steps on home plate. So an RBI there for Herbst as he sent one to right field.
Third baseman, Gavin Keelan.
Let's see if there's any arm. Not with 2 outs, you might not get an arm going at this point. But I don't know what Middleton's got going down there.
There's somebody down
The
there.
right-hander warming. Breaking ball sweeps in. Nice pitch to the third baseman, Keelan. Keelan scored that 4th run. Put down a sacrifice bunt in the 5th inning.
And really, you can't say Ballwig's been hit too hard either. A couple of them, the one double and maybe a couple hard singles, but Craig done most of its damage just by getting runners on and stressing them out a little bit, whereas they couldn't do that in the first 3 innings. As soon as they got somebody out there and made them start thinking about stuff, they've been able to pile up some runs.
1-1. There's a nice sharp base hit back up the box. Keelan keeps the inning alive. Another single.
Second baseman, Jacob Hessling.
And hit number 8, I believe that is now, for the Cougars. 4 singles in this inning. Hessling, the number 8 hitter here for Janesville Craig. Yeah, you mentioned it. They've had some nice at-bats after those first few innings. Pitch misses a little bit high. And for Ballwig, who's, you said, hasn't been hit very hard, but the Cougars have kind of figured him out a little bit here and started to square him up.
They've done some bunts that makes it a little easier. You can't just throw that inside pitch to look at if you're bunting. And
breaking ball in for a called strike. Yeah, those hard hits. That was a sharply hit ball there by Keelan, but the others really weren't any more than belt high off the ground when they left the bat, or when they kind of traveled through the air. They weren't any big, deep shots to the outfield or anything. Just
sharp. Both the Cusmalls were hit pretty hard, once to right and once to left, but not high drives or anything. Just smack, good line drives.
2-1 the count, 2 away. Ballwood looking to first, now back home, and he fires. Twisting shot up the middle, and this is it for a base hit. Another single here for the Cougars. And Hessling is on. Keelan up to second. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Christensen.
Well, they are going to make a move here. Couldn't get through the 6th.
All right, we will step aside here. Pitching change coming up for the Cardinals. We'll tell you who the new pitcher is after this. 12:30 a.m., 92.7 FM, WCLO, and WCLO.com. 7-1 the score. Janesville Craig on top of Middleton. They've poured it on with 6 runs over the last 2 innings, and that's forcing a pitching change for the Middleton Cardinals. Logan Schultz, junior right-hander, taking his final warm-up tosses. The book is closed. Well, not quite closed. Still open with a couple runners here for Ballwig that he'd be on the hook for. The Cougars managed 9 hits and 7 runs, again with a couple more out there. 3 strikeouts on the day for Ballwig. Did not walk a batter. So a good start for Ballwig, but eventually the Cougars figured him out. Right-hander Schultz throws. Runners are going, and nobody home at second base. Double steal was on, and Keelan and Hessling each move up 90 feet.
Not sure it was on. I think Keelan just recognized that this pitcher, first time into the game, and he didn't look at him at all. He just took off right away. And they threw to second at Hessling because he got a late break. So, Keelan went. I guess I got to go now.
Yeah, and there was Carrington wasn't over there at all. They just weren't ready at all for that one on the defense. 1-1 the count here on Christensen. Runners at second and third with 2 away. Breaking ball in for a strike. 1-2 as the winds pick up a bit. I've got activity down in the Cougar pen now. Looks like Wolfley's night will be done. Time called at home by Christensen.
a lefty down there.
Two away, 1-2, and a chopper to the right side. This may be trouble. He's safe. And now another run will score for the Cougars. They slide in safely. And now up to second base goes Christensen. Keeping that merry-go-round going, Christensen. It's a good play at second base there by Carrington. He had to range to his left and back and was able to corral it and get it to first. But Christensen with some wheels beat it out. Heads up base running by Hessling to follow Keelan around third and get home.
He just followed him around. The first baseman kind of fell asleep a little bit over there.
Shortstop, Dan Blomgren.
It'll be an infield single for Christensen, and then he advances to second on the throw home. Back to the top of the order we go with Blomgren. So, all batters to the plate this inning for Janesville Craig. And the score 9-1.
How about a walk-off homer here?
Blomgren going to try to steal third, slides in, and he's safe. An aggressive base running here by the Cougars. Well, if you're right about that walk-off home run, it'd be a wasted steal. It's in the stat column, so that's all right.
Well, Tegan doesn't like to stay on one base for very long.
Breaking ball is fouled back to the netting. Tegan Christensen with the steal down there to third. Blomgren, the leadoff man, facing a 1-2 count. Breaking ball, and he fouls another one back.
The only reason I think about the walk-off homer is because he homered the other night to keep that game alive going up there with 2 outs. I think it was his first home run since the first game of the season when he hit a grand slam in the opener.
Wind has picked up a little bit. Doesn't hurt the long ball as long as it's not blowing in at you. 2-2 count, 2 away, 9-1. And all Janesville Craig here in the second half of this one. Ball misses away, and Christensen's going to race home and stand safely. Run number 10, 10-1. And if you're Middleton here, you came in and you felt disappointed about the result on Tuesday because you thought you had that ball game, but then you come in and you're midway through this game and feeling good with a 1-run lead and then 1-1. Okay, we're doing all right here. We may come in here and nab one, but just like that, the wheels have fallen off. Strikeout, Blomgren watches third strike go through, and that'll wrap up the 6th inning. 10-1 the score. 12. Here at Veterans Field, Riverside Park, Janesville Craig has opened it up here against Middleton. 10-1 the score. 10 runs on 10 hits and an error. 1 run on 6 hits and an error for Middleton. New pitcher on the hill for Janesville Craig.
Yeah, Eric Hughes coming in from center field to try to wrap this thing up, move Tegan Christensen from right to center, and they'll put Connor Clark in the 6th spot, I would think. He'll go out to right field.
So a nice day for Wolfley, gives up the 1 run on 6 hits. Tallying up his final numbers here. Did have a couple walks early on, but ended up with 7 strikeouts on the day. Up 7 strikeouts, pair of walks, and again, just the 1 run. Was able to settle in after a rough second inning.
Yeah, to even get to a point where he got through 6 was pretty good, considering he was at 41 pitches through 2 innings. We thought maybe 5 would have been good, and dialed it in.
Spread 50 over the next 4 innings, so was at a much better clip after those first couple. And really, yeah, you mentioned it. Used the word early on. I think it was laboring a little bit. It looked like in that second inning, just some frustration around the strike zone and some other things, and was able to settle in. Hughes, the right-hander, will fire, and here's a first pitch swing. And Christensen will corral it in center field. That was Brooks Kalsher, the shortstop, flies out on a first pitch here in the top of the 7th.
Now batting catcher,
It's Remington Lockwood, the 9-hitter, the catcher. Cooper Holwinski on deck. First pitch strike in there.
Yeah, like you said, Wolfley, 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. 7 strikeouts and 2 walks. Or 7 hit. Yeah, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Ball fouled out of play. Bunch of Cougars racing over to get it, but it gets past the fence. 1 away, 0-2 the count.
Ballweg winds up after the first 3 innings. He was perfect, going 5 2/3. 8 runs, 6 of them earned, 9 hits, no walks, and struck out 3.
Didn't have control issues. I mean, he wasn't all over. The Cougars just finally figured him out. 0-2 pitch, and as you mentioned, did a great job of putting the ball in play. That really was the difference in those middle and later innings for Janesville Craig, is they just started putting the ball in play, and then they made the most of it on the base paths. Really only one kind of base running error by the Cougars. Otherwise, they were good out there. 0-2 pitch was fouled off, and now this one is a wild pitch back to the screen.
Yeah, once you get runners on there, sometimes you just stress out the other team enough to make them make plays, and they haven't had to do any for 3 innings, that sometimes it starts rolling for you.
Another 1-2 pitch, and it's fouled off. Good at bat here by Remington Lockwood after getting down 0-2. 6th pitch of the at bat. And Hughes rocks and fires. Can't quite get that called strike 3. He's looking for something high and inside. Couldn't quite cut the letters. A gap in right center. And this one's shot right back up the box. Takes a hop off the mound. And over to first in time. Nice play at short.
If Blomgren can get to it, you're probably going to be out. That's just about what I've figured out this season. Yeah, there at shortstop. If he can get to it, you're in trouble.
It on its way through the infield there, it clipped the mound and kind of gave it a little kick that helped Blomgren out there as well.
And a pretty good play for a guy who I don't think they hit it to him all day long until that point.
2 away here. Final chance. A lot to make up, though, down 10-1. Holwinski at the plate. The leadoff man is 0 for 3. Flied out to right. Has struck out twice. As Eric Hughes looks to close it out here for Janesville Craig. Fastball just missing the letters. 2-0 the count. Again, that game with Madison East will go tomorrow, and then Wanakee on Saturday for Janesville Craig. Our next broadcast will be a week from tonight. 2-1 the count, 2 away. Oh, and he's hit by the pitch. One got away from Hughes, hit Holwinski right in the back. Down to first base, the home plate umpire making sure he's good.
Got him
Second base.
right if you're going to the arm. I feel like that's probably the best spot to get hit.
Say, if you're going to get hit, that's about where you want to get hit. Oh, base runner on here in the top of the 7th. And that is Dylan Carrington. Carrington with a look back at first towards Holwinski. Called strike. Holwinski over at first base. The Cougars looks to close this one out.
He could probably go to second and third right now if he wants to. Yeah, he's about halfway there already.
Don't think there's much concern. And he will go. Chopper to Blomgren. Will glove it to his right. Off-balance throw, and that'll do it. Nice play by Blomgren. Showcasing the D here in the top of the 7th. And Janesville Craig will close it out with a 10-1 win here tonight over Middleton. We'll be back to wrap it up with some final thoughts after this, 12:30 a.m., 92.7 FM, WCLO, and WCLO.com.